Afternoon. Welcome to Real People, Real Stories Raw. My name is Jay, and I am here with my co-host, Debbie, and we have a special guest stepping in for joy and gratitude. His name is Donald Shure. Good afternoon, guys. Good to see
Good
you.
afternoon.
Good
Great to be here.
afternoon.
Hi, Debs.
Hey, how are you?
How are you? Jay, man,
I'm
how
doing
are you?
really good.
Good. Great to be with both of you.
Yeah, it's great that you're here. I'm really happy that you were able to come on the show so in improv, and I'm glad that we were able to tell your story a bit.
Yeah, it was
We,
great.
uh, we were supposed to have a guest. Her name is Joy, come into the studio this afternoon to share her story. And unfortunately, she is under the weather. She reached out to us this morning and asked if she could come in next Sunday instead. And so, of course, we honored that, and we asked if Donald was available to step in for Joy. And being that Donald likes to live in gratitude, we figured it was the perfect match.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh,
So,
it's
Donald,
great.
where are you right now? It looks like a tree is holding you up.
Yeah, the tree. I'm rooted. I'm grounded. I've been here for 3 weeks, and I'm trying. I'll send you my GPS location if someone could come by. Got a little bit of water left, and
Well, if you just take your camera and just kind of angle it a little bit, we'll probably see where the mattress pad is. We built a tree house, best dreamer in town.
We're in the hammock.
Hey, can you see Thumbs Butte there? Can you see it in the background?
A little bit. What is that in the background?
It's Thumbs Butte. It's a mountain here. I think it's
Cool.
2.5 hour hike, I think. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks wonderful.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm at the top of, actually, it's a casino place here. I found this little wooded area off to the side, and it's nice and quiet, and you can really see the view up here is astounding. I was here at the eclipse, the blood moon. It was amazing.
No, I bet that would have been.
Absolutely. It felt like it was literally like 10 feet away. It was
Wow.
just incredible. The energy.
So the last time Donald was in the studio, he came in on the Real Men, Real Talk Raw, and it was right around between Christmas and New Year's or so. And Donald had come on the show for the first time. We like to refer to it as his coming out party. He came out of the closet during the show. It was probably one of my most favorite shows that I've done is with Donald. And he was actually in his car driving from the East Coast heading out west. And since that time, he settled into a new home. And I thought it would be great to have you on, Donald, to really share with both Debbie and I and those that are joining us live and on replay, really your backstory as far as it relates to picking up and literally leaving the East Coast states of New Hampshire and Maine, where you spent most of your life, and deciding that it was time for you to make a major move and move out west. And I'm really interested to hear from your perspective, what was the motivator? What really was behind pulling? What was the pull to come out here? And what has that experience been like through, as far as like from emotional, a mental perspective? How it's affected you, how you have navigated through those moments when perhaps maybe you felt questioning, doubting, is this the right thing to do? Did I make the right decision? So on and so forth. And how has this move been for you? What has it been like? So really just an invitation for you to share your experience. And I thought this was a great opportunity to do this because so many people that I've met over my lifetime, and even today, people, you hear them say, "Oh, I just can't wait. I'm going to move somewhere," and they know I'm going to move to Minnesota or I'm moving to Seattle soon. I just don't know when. And and for some people, it's just a dream. It's just someplace they know they want to land. And then there are those like you that don't just dream it, but you actually take action, and you had the courage to step into making a significant change in your life. And so I thought it would be a great opportunity for you just to kind of share with us and the audience, our community, what's behind it and what's it like?
Well, Jay, you and I and Mary were talking the other day when we were hiking, and it takes me back, I guess, with that question. It takes me back to when I was young, out of high school, and uh, I had this deep, deep desire to travel. And so I purchased a Eurail pass, and I prepared for a year with the Folders travel books at the time, and they had all the youth hostels and bed and breakfast that you could stay along the way, and they would tell a little bit about each town and each city. And so what I did was I mapped out a trip for myself and what I was going to do and how long I was going to stay in each place. So I was go to London for a week, then I would go to say across Calais, Dover, White Cliffs of Dover into Calais, and then into Paris, and then to Italy. And, you know, I had it all laid out. And so when I got over there in England and I landed, I got off the plane, and, you know, at that point, I'll go back just a little bit more. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do when I got out of high school. I didn't want to, you know, I wasn't prepared enough. I wasn't mentally mature enough to handle college, and that seemed, you know, it just wasn't in the cards financially, and so I said, well, I think I'll do some traveling. I did work, you know, at a grocery store for a little bit, but this trip was something big that I wanted to do. So anyway, I stuck with it. I saved my money, all the money I could every week, and I went on the trip. And so anyway, I get to England, I get off the plane, I go into a pub, and I have couple of pints of beer, and I start talking to people, and it felt really great and easy. And I was amazed how quickly that you could go somewhere and just start talking to people and just being yourself, and just within 20 minutes, like you knew them. It was incredible. And so when I left, I took the Folders book and I took my itinerary and I threw it away. And I just, from that moment on, I just, whatever struck me as to what I was going to do, I would do. And I would ask people, hey, what's cool to see here? What's this? And I met so many people, they took me under their wing, and they said, oh yeah, come over here and we'll take you here. And are you by yourself? And it was just amazing, the people that I met and how they took to me and guided me and showed me where I should be. Now that I look back, it was just the most incredible trip. And I just let it unfold as it did each day, each half a day, and each moment. And it was an incredible trip, and it stuck with me. I just loved the experience of it, going out there by myself as a young person into the world, overseas into Europe, and just going for it. Mm-hmm. And maybe, I don't know, Debs, I don't know. Maybe it just stuck with me all these years, and I've always had that inside me. And so it kind of brings me back to Europe this last few years with me. There has been some different experiences along the way that weren't happening then, but it's quite fascinating. The whole thing is how you just let things unfold. I had never had any itinerary really here on where I was going on the East Coast, down south. And when I headed west, I just said, I'm just going to head west, go to Niagara Falls and go from there. And I ended up in Denver and Colorado Springs and Durango. And I will say that Sedona has been on my mind for a while. That was a little seed that I had back east. So, you know, it just didn't pop up that I headed to Denver. That Sedona seed was planted in me. And I kind of matriculated myself down here, and I got to Sedona, and that's not going to work. And Cottonwood, that's not going to work. And of course, Jerome is a great place to visit. If anybody ever gets a chance, it's fascinating. And then at the top of the hill there, when I was leaving, because it's a one-way in and out, I saw this little sign that said Prescott. So I didn't go that way. I went back to where I was staying. I got down the bottom of the hill. I sat in my car for about 5 or 10 minutes. And I said, you know what? I think I'm going to take a ride to Prescott. So I drove back up into Jerome and I went over to Prescott. And it's about a 45-minute drive, about an hour drive. And as I was driving into Prescott there, and I went down over the hill, Prescott Parkway, and I was probably there 15 minutes. And I said, that's it. I called an Airbnb and I got a place for 4 nights. And I've been here ever since.
Oh, that's amazing.
So what you just described, if I may paraphrase you, Donald, is you were heading out of Jerome. You were actually heading in it away from Prescott, and you stopped, you paused,
Correct.
And you listened. You heard something within you saying, no, I don't think I'm done quite yet. I need to explore an area that you actually were heading in an opposite direction from.
Yeah.
And you turned around and you then went into a city called Prescott, Arizona, which ended up being the place that you knew in minutes was going to be your next home.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I knew it then and it is now. And I've been here. I think it's going to be a month in a few days. Yeah, no, it'll be New Year's. So yeah, I think it'll be a month tomorrow, Tuesday.
So at no point in those 15 minutes, you didn't decide that maybe I should Google it and learn more about Prescott before I go there, like population and, the things that typically people may look at. No.
I just felt it. I felt it. I didn't, I don't do that. I mean, it's been, so when I was back on the East Coast, I was I had this kind of known, like I was the restaurant guy, like I'd find all these little quirky, quaint restaurants and people would be, oh, you got to try this. And like, well, how did you, I said, well, I just take off in my car and I'd drive and I'd just go to places and I'd stop in to places I normally would never stop ever. And I said, oh, this looks cool. Let's try this. And to me, that's fascinating. That's what the last 3 or 4 years, really 4 years, it started with that. It was like, I felt like something inside of me was telling me to explore. I didn't want to do the same old routine. It was, I had done that routine with work. You get up, you do your work, you do this, the breakfast, out the door, phone calls, boom, come back, hello. At the end of the day, put the fires out, and then and then the routine at night. And so what I noticed that I was doing was I was taking off in my truck or my car, and I was working from my phone a lot, and I was going to places that I had never gone before in that area, in New Hampshire, in Maine, in Vermont, in Mass, in Connecticut. And I was exploring, and I found the most unbelievable things in the places that I would never have stopped. And it's just continued. And that's what it's been like here. So when I got here, I joined this meetup. It's called Meetups, which is fabulous for people that want to meet people and be with people. And I hopped in, I think it was about 3 days after I was here, and I was nonstop. I went to potluck dinners. I went to, I did pickleball today, movie, just all kinds of different things. Dance class. I'm taking dance classes now. And,
awesome.
And it's so interesting because you get there and it is within 10 minutes, you felt like I've known these people my whole life. And I'm exchanging numbers with them and we're texting each other. And I went out last night for a little bit, and this guy saw this wonderful band in this place called the Birdcage, Sir Harrison. And they were the musicians here are incredible. I used to live in Austin, Texas, when I was younger as well. And the music there was incredible. And I'll tell you what, this rivals it. It is amazing. Absolutely amazing. The talent here is phenomenal. And so I'm in there, and this guy said, Barry, oh yeah, I saw you last week at a game night. How are you? Good to see you. Where's Joe? It's like I've been here for 5 years. It's hysterical. It's so much fun. It's just so much fun. The energy here is amazing.
So, I'd like to just just share a little story with you. You mentioned Meetup, which is an app, and I've coached a couple of my clients over the last couple of years. Guys that were very much alone, lonely, and isolating, and limited amount of friends and acquaintances. And on a number of occasions, I had suggested that they consider looking at the Meetup app, and I don't think either of them ever really stepped forward and had the courage to do that. And it absolutely blew me away when we had an initial conversation, and you brought it up to me that, yeah, I think I'm gonna check out a bunch of different things through Meetup in Prescott, Arizona. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And by got it, within the first week of you landing, not like you landed coming in from an airplane or a UFO, but landing your tires in the zip code there, you had 4 or 5 things scheduled to a Meetup in your first week. And I was like, this is how you do it. This is the recipe.
This is how you do it, yeah. This is how you do it, yeah. So I'm sorry, Jay, I interrupted there, but Debs, you get a kick out of this because when Jay and Mary and I go hiking, somebody will say a word that is in a song, and then we start just singing the song just like that right there. So,
oh, that's awesome.
It's just so much fun, isn't it, Jay?
Yeah, it's amazing. Between breaking out in song and dance, as well as we're hiking on some of these trails, there's so much art within the rocks, and most of the art that we tend to see are animals. And so we're actually pointing, anywhere from 10 feet to 100 feet away. Do you look at that? Look at that. What do you see in that rock? And we start talking about the elephant, and we're describing it, and people are walking by, and most people will stop in their tracks, and they're kind of thinking that they're looking for an elephant. They don't understand that we're looking in the rocks for the abstract art. And so they're literally looking for the animal that we're pointing out and thinking like, why don't I see this elephant? How small can this elephant be that I'm not seeing it? And these guys are. And it's all in fun.
Yeah.
And it's just the amazing thing is, they talk about the vortex in some of these mountains here. And for those of you that don't know I never heard of the term vortex. I heard it a lot when I first came into town and went up and explored Sedona. And so Donald, can you explain to Deb and those that are watching with us live, what is a vortex?
Well, a vortex to me is, I feel, natural, innate energy from the earth, from the heavens, from the trees, from the ground, from the rocks, from the vibrations of the people that are around us. And I know the last 3 hikes I've done with Jay the second hike, I was absolutely tripping. I was like floating. I was just, it was bliss. It was amazing. The energy was, we were laughing, we were giggling, we were just, it was, you just stand up there and you open your chest up and it's like, wow. It's just an explosion, a release. It's just it's cataclysmic. It really is. It was amazing. And that night that we went out and had dinner after, we were in our own little space. And I felt like it was from about halfway up on that hike until the end of the night. It was just incredible. It's a high. It's an energy that you can't describe. There's no drug, there's no alcohol that made me feel like that.
Have you been able to repeat that high?
Yeah, well, we did. I did remember yesterday when we were up there, I was going up and I was like, Jay, I'm taking off again. I'm taking off. I can feel it.
It's like is that like the Rocky Mountain High?
Yeah, it was incredible. No, but it is. It's just amazing. Yeah, it's the energy is phenomenal. You can feel it pulsing. You really can, and you hear people say that and like, wow, 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 but it does. It's a pulsing. It's invigorating. It's uplifting. It's natural. It's lightning. It's like you're just. It's like your feet aren't on the ground. It's just. And also, it takes you just time and space and place are completely gone.
Like the best joint you've ever smoked.
Yeah, it is. I'm telling
Without
you,
smoking it.
it's amazing. Yeah, and there's no coughing.
Yeah,
There's no
that's
coughing.
even better.
And there's no throat burning from shots. I mean, I do water shots now, and it's like water shots are pretty good. They're free
awesome.
for one thing. I did 7 water shots last night, and I went to the bar to pay my bill, and it was nothing. So, and I had no hangover. So.
I'd like to take a moment here just to give you a second, just to take a nice deep breath, because looks like you are elevated, and maybe we can get you a little levitated. Take a nice deep breath, Donald, while I introduce or welcome those that are watching with us live. And also, I'm not sure where some of you are coming in from. I'd love to know what city, state, and or country you are joining us from, because we do have a global reach today. Deb and I, we reach as far away as Australia, Bali,
South Africa,
India, can go on and on.
Nigeria,
Gail, good. Thank you so much for joining us. David, I'm not sure where you're coming in from, but thank you so much for being here. I know we have Jennifer Ramsey, and I'm going to talk about Jennifer in a moment here. Jennifer is coming in from, I believe, outside of Sydney, Australia, or a few hours from Sydney. She's out there in Australia. We're going to tell you a little Jennifer story in a moment. We also have John Fiore coming in from Pennsylvania. Thank you so much for joining us. John Fiore and I had a little video chat about an hour before showtime, and we got to connect soul to soul, and it was just beautiful. Elizabeth Richter, thank you so much for joining us. Love to know where you're coming in from, Elizabeth. Let us know. And so Donald, do me a favor. Oh, we also have Dharam Patel coming in from New Delhi, India. Dharam, thank you so much for joining us. It is your Monday. You're probably in the classroom, and if I know you, you got your students there. And if they are watching us live, thank you guys, all of you and your students for watching us and supporting both Deb and I and Donald in this moment. I appreciate it so much. Donald, why don't you share with us a Jennifer story, something that unfolded yesterday?
Well, we had just reached peak. What was that? Pistiwa?
Yeah, Squaw Peak or Pistawa, either
Pistawa,
way.
yeah. And Jay he had handed me his phone. He says there's a phone call. I'm like, who could that? Well, it was Jen Ramsey from Australia. It was just amazing, that we're up there on the top of the mountain, and Jay was showing her the picturesque sights, and it was just amazing. And Jennifer is such an amazing person. Her presence is amazing. Her voice resonates with, I would say, complete unadulterated passion. It's just incredible, the love that's there. She's just so steadfast and easy and within herself. I love her so much. She's an amazing person. And of course, we saw Lucy, her cute little doggy there, who's amazing. I love it when Lucy comes on and sits in her lap. It's just cutest little thing. The energy is amazing. But here we are in where were we? Scottsdale, I think, Jay?
That's actually in Phoenix. And what's beautiful about it is, keep in mind, it took us 2 hours to get from the trailhead up to the peak. And this is the second highest mountaintop in the valley of the Phoenix Valley area, which includes Scottsdale, Phoenix, and a bunch of other cities. And so this is considered, it's a double diamond. It's rated double diamond, extremely difficult hike. And you're not walking on a clean trail. You're stepping on slate slithers and slate boulders and there's way less dirt and gravel, and there's way more mountain that you're literally climbing on slate. And it's a difficult hike, you know, it's strenuous. And took us 2 hours to get up there. Now we're now at the peak. And all of a sudden, Jennifer decides to send me a message because she's coming on my show, Real Men, Real Talk, on Wednesday at a special edition, to ask if we can push it back by, I think, 30 minutes or so she could have more time to do her self-care practice in the morning. Of course, I would never deny her that. And then she decides to ring me through video chat. And I'm like, this is unbelievable. I mean, here we are. We're at the second highest peak in the valley. And here she is reaching out to say hi to Don and I from Australia. It doesn't get much better than this. I mean, it really doesn't. You know, Deb, you know, your experience, we have guests coming in from all over the world, and it's just an absolutely beautiful awareness that we have. You know, we are aware of how our life is so different today than it ever was. Why? Because we show up.
Yeah. Are you there, Debs?
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know if you can see me, but I can see you guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah. No, I said, yeah, no, we could see you and hear you, Deb. I'll let you know if for some reason if you fade out.
Okay.
I'll tell you too.
Yeah. So then, O'Donnell, what I'd like to do, by the way, I'd like to also acknowledge Debbie Garcia and Priceless Princess Jewel, who are with us as well. Thank you for joining us today. Also, Donald, if you could take a moment, maybe just to share, if you're willing to go just inward a little bit and share, was there any time during either the drive out here or on arrival that you had any self-doubt or question if you were doing the right thing, and or how has it been for you from an emotional and a mental perspective? Because it's almost like you might as well have had your passport with you, and you basically moved to a new country, because it's that different here than where you came from.
Oh yeah, well, it's been, so for me, the move has not been, there's no question that the traveling was going to take place. I feel like the travel's been with me since I was little. I just love to travel and experience. That's been with me since I was little. But what has been difficult for me, and, you know, of course, what's helped me a lot is Jessica Ahlstrom and everyone associated with her. But what's helped me the most there was I've been hanging on to my past. I had built my business up from nothing, and it was still lingering. It was still staying with me. It was like a piece of Velcro, you know, and it blows in the wind, and then you think it's gone, and then you step outside and you hop back and you're like, and it's like, oh geez, it's back on me again. And it's there, and you can feel it. You know, when you take Velcro off, it goes, that's what it was like. And so that blue moon night, and I've had some other nights, but this blood moon, night, the other night was really, 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 really difficult for me. It really sent me down, 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 deep, 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 deep. It was like, wow. And it really brought me face to face with that. And so I faced it. And I'll say that word. It must be the word of the month. But yeah, I harnessed all that in, and I encompassed it all, the good, the bad, the whatever. And I took it all, and I just said, this is my experience, all of it. It's just not that little bit and that little bit and that little bit and that little bit. And I just encompassed it, and as the whole, in the entirety of it, and all of it, and I just accepted and allowed and loved and said, without that, I wouldn't be here. Without those experiences, without what I went through, I wouldn't be here now. I wouldn't be going through this. I'd still be there trudging. and plodding along and plowing through. And so when I had that realization, it was like, wow. I went from literally, I felt like I was in the center of my mattress. And I had this little opening where my face was out, and I was like, yeah, hello, hi, how are you? I had mattress face. And I went from that to it was just like, wow. And listening to Jessica, it just it broke, it cracked. You know, that part of it cracked. And that was the heavy part. That was way, way, way down in here. Yep. And it's been incredible. The light that's come from it. And the empowerment, the empowering feeling that I've got from it, and the knowing that you get from it. And it's like that song, you know, that what is that one I love to sing? Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move, you know, and yeah, we may have a detour here and there, and we may have a little slow up on the track here and there, but you know what? We're on that track, and there's no stopping us. I mean, it may be a little slower, and we may have to stay over a night or two here or there and regroup, but that was a big breakthrough for me, because there was still that little piece of me that I was not willing to face, that darkness in me that I still was hanging on to. It was like, you know how you get stubborn and you're like, well, yeah, you know. You remember when stubborn was a good word? You're like, boy, you're a stubborn, can I swear?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a stubborn bastard. Oh, you're a stubborn bastard. Boy, you're a stubborn bastard. Yeah, you're damn right I'm a stubborn bastard. And now it's like, no. It's great.
Let it happen, right?
It's so different than where I was to where I am now. And it's so many things that I remember back then I would pay attention to, or I'd seep in and I'd think and it would stick, you know. And now it's all that little, it's just gone. It's so freeing. It's really, really great. And of
That's
course,
awesome once you embrace it, right?
Yes, Debs. And it's ongoing, you know, it's ongoing, but it's different because it's fun ongoing, you know, because the awareness is there, and there's a different feel to it than before.
Because you let go completely.
It was like work. Yeah, and it was like attainment and this, and now it's all experiences. Everything's an experience, and it's so much fun. And it's also interesting too that my intentions when I go to play, my intentions are to let the experience happen. And boy, when you do that, does it happen? It just like, wow. You remember those Batman movies when they do the pam, pow, wow, wham, zam? You start seeing those and you're like, holy smokes. Boom. And, you know, I get up and dance now by myself. Like, you know, I never would have done that in a million years. And now it's like I just get up there and you just let that vibration just come into you, and you just go, and you see people smiling, and you know they love it. I watch people and they're watching people dance and they're smiling. People that are watching people dancing smile so much, and it's just incredible, and it's very free. It's great. So once I let that residual of my business go that I was hanging on to, like, you know, did I disappoint people? Did I let people down? You know, should I? It was all that business. That business was a big thing that was just still in my right in there. And I realized it was like, enough is enough. What's that song? Enough is enough is enough. I cannot.
I don't know that one, but yeah, sing
Donna
enough.
Summer
Right?
song. Donna Summer, I think.
Yeah. I think you're right, Donald. I think it is Donna Summers.
Maybe on that. I love doing the song things now. So now it's just songs all the time, and it's like if I'm in a cash register, like, you know, at Sprouts or something, and somebody says something, I'll break out and do a song, and I'm like, hey. I say, you better watch out now because I'm taking dance lessons so I can sing and dance.
Oh, there you
You
go.
know,
Boy, do
here's
I
a
wish I
truth.
could sing.
Here's a truth moment.
I wish I would be incredible. That would be just so much, but I still do it anyway.
Here's a truth moment. Donald's telling the truth. When he says he just breaks out into song, it's not just smoke and mirrors. That's what this man does. He does it like when he's in my presence, he does it like all the time. And it's just so much fun. You know, yesterday, at one point during our hike, I asked Donald if he was on a play date. And I asked him if little Donnie was with him playing. And what was your answer? I'm having a little memory lapse here, Donald. What'd you say to me?
Yeah, he's out. He's out right now. He just came out. I think we went up. Well, I had to bring him up a little bit. I think he was napping. And I didn't want to wake him up too early. And we went up maybe about, I don't know, 200 or 300 yards. And then I said, all right, come on out.
Matter of fact, Donald asked me to clear out the left side of my back seat of my car because he wanted to strap in. He had a car seat that he travels with for his inner child. And so Donald strapped in his inner child in the back seat, and we went hiking together.
Yeah.
So we took up a lot of space because JJ was there, little Donnie was there. I didn't ask Mary about if her child was, little girl was playing with us, but we were a pretty big crew.
Yeah. Oh, it's been a blast. We've had so much fun. We're going to have to videotape one of those hikes, Debs. You would get the biggest hoot out of it. It's absolutely magic. It's pure magic.
Let's do it. I'll go on a hike on a different trail, and we'll just I'll go in the snow, and you guys go in the sun, and
oh, that would be fantastic. It's just
that'd be awesome.
Fun.
Hey, Donna, let me ask you, how does it? Yeah. Even though that you're in a good space right now, and you're feeling good, as you acknowledged, during the moon, the last moon we had, you actually dipped down a little bit.
Huge. And, no, that was a draw. That was like whack the knees out of me.
And whether it be the moon or it be another moment in time, we do fluctuate. Our moods swing, our moods shift, and we are affected by people, places, and things. How is it different for you today when you have that moment of, let's say, clarity and awareness that you've just been triggered or you've been affected by someone else's behavior? How is it different today than, let's say, 4 or 5 years ago?
Wow, that's a good one. So today, all the little triggers are just, they're not there. It's amazing. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful of the awareness, and I'm so grateful that, little Donnie and the ego or however you want to define it, all that is now, it's in a different position. There's something else that is going to guide and flow and allow and happen. It's a whole different experience. I'm just allowing and letting now. And I've got these little rubber bands that I wear on my wrist. And if there's ever a moment that something like, ooh, what was that? You know how you're walking and you get like, ooh, your knee, you're like, oh, geez. You're aware of that pain there. Well, you're still aware of something now that just doesn't fit, because now we've kind of done the 180. So it's like, whoa. And so you just kind of snap those bands, and it's like, okay. And then you just move away. You stay into the flow. That's been an amazing thing for me. But what's been amazing more for me is, the gratefulness. You know, you see people, and it's amazing what people do and who they are and how they are. It's incredible. And it's very exhilarating, you know. It's gratefulness now, and you see people doing things, and you're like, wow, that's amazing. There are so many amazing people out there, what they do and what they go through, and the love that's in their heart. I don't see all this. I don't see what I used to see and the negative and all that. I see and I feel like Karen Palmer and this movement. I do. I feel like it's happening because I see it everywhere. I see love and goodness and greatness and caring and kindness. So many places and so many people. It's everywhere, and it's rising and rising and rising. And I feel it happening. And it may seem, because of this linear time, the speed that we're in here, it's like, well, I don't know, maybe not in my lifetime, but I hope so. And it's like, well, you know what? It is happening. It's happening, and it's happening quickly. It feels slowly here, but it is everywhere. I do. I'm just so grateful and positive, and I feel it. And I really, 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 really feel that we keep it going, you know, all aboard the love train. Let's go, because there's no stopping us now. It's happening. It's in motion. It will not stop. It will not go back. No Elvis Presley return to sender. Not going to happen. This is for real. And I guess right now what I'd like to say is I know everybody feels that. Let's get rid of that doubt. Doubt is out. The word out is in doubt. Let's get rid of that doubt. It is happening now, and it is happening stronger and stronger and more and more and more every day. And just let it happen and let it flow. And here we go. And it's amazing, amazing stuff. And I love seeing people, making people smile and people smiling back. And it's amazing what's happening right now. I feel it. I don't have the TV anymore. I don't listen to any of that stuff. It's just, there's no sense in it. It's, you know, it's us. It's us. It's us. It's us. It's us. It's Debs and Jay and Mary and Jessica and Jen and Karen and so many people online that I see. You know, I see people so much on Facebook and what they do. It's amazing. And do you know how much they're affecting people, even people that are still in the closet like I was? That's pulling them out. It's kind of like we're standing by the closet door and we're like, it's all right, I'll wait here till you're ready. Come on. I'll spread another seed tomorrow. Well, maybe this, you know, I'll say this, but I'm here, and they're gonna come out of the closet. They're gonna open the door, and they're gonna come out. There's so many like that. Yeah. People, I feel that are just. I met a lady the other night, and she was like, but I don't know. She was timid, and it is. It's not easy. It's not easy to transform from one lifestyle to another. You know, it's not. I don't know. Maybe I'll give a bad analogy here, but it's like a person that gets transferred in a job. You know, you take your family. It's like it's difficult. So imagine doing your whole inner self, all your everything, your belief system, and taking it and gutting it, and just opening it up for love. Love's such a word that people are so afraid of. Love. It's like love. You know, you could say.
I say it all the time. Tell my friends I love them, and if it makes them uncomfortable, I said, if it makes you uncomfortable, I'm going to say it until it doesn't make you uncomfortable, because
exactly. And
that's who I. Yeah, they just, and then they start saying it back, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah. They go with it. That's great, Debs. Yeah. No, but it is. It's let's get. You know, it's you could say things and people wouldn't bat an eyelash. You could say vulgarity or something out there. You could say something that hurts, and people would be they just go like this, but you say, "Oh, I love you," and they'd be like, "What?"
What? What's that?
Oh, okay, we got to go. I don't know. This guy's getting weird. Imagine that. You're getting weird because you tell someone you love them.
I like being weird personally. I mean, if I wasn't weird, I don't think I would make it very far.
Yeah. I like it. And I like now because what I'm feeling for me is like, weird's good. I'm going to get weirder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go deep weird.
Yep. That's a good weird to go. Go so weird that people are just like, ugh.
Yeah.
But you're like, yeah.
Go so weird that I might say, "Wow, that's weird," Donnie, and say, "That's weird." And I go, "Yeah." I might like go back and forth for a day.
Jay, you should get a shirt. Choose weird.
Yeah.
Weird is the new normal.
Yeah, weird is the new normal. Exactly.
I want to share an intimate story with the two of you that just unfolded for me today. I'm going to go real and I'm going to go raw because it's my reality, and I'm still processing it. But I decided to do another pretty difficult hike this morning by myself. And I had a very limited window to get it done, and I didn't know if I could make it to the peak because I had to be somewhere late morning. And so I made it in an hour, which should have been an hour and a half. So I was really, really feeling good. And as I hit the peak, I had an altercation with a gentleman he's a volunteer. They have volunteers along these trails. And I don't know why he had a problem with me, but he decided to come at me verbally.
Oh, wow.
And I walked up to him and I said, if you're speaking to me from love and kindness, we can continue this conversation. But if you're coming at me from anger and hate, I'm done. And he looked at me and he said, no, I'm coming to you from love. And I said, well, I'm not quite feeling that right now. So I think we're done. And I turned my back and I walked forward about 20 feet. And then I stopped to take another photo of the peak mountain. And he screamed something to me because he referred to me as the guy with the blue jacket on. And I just ignored it. And then as I left, a minute later, as I walked by him, I just said, I hope your day gets better. And it took me a while because I got triggered by him. I no doubt, as much as I said the things I said, it's not what I was feeling inside. Internally, physically, I was very aware of how I was tripped up and triggered by his energy and his pain. And the fact that it was personally directed at me, it was such a great opportunity for me to do some deep work in that moment as I was hiking down a couple of miles. And, for me, and it's going to take me some time to still process it, but I was able to, of course, understand that, he brought me back to the days when I was in grade school and I was being bullied. And this guy was a bully today. He was verbally abusive and a bully. And, but the difference is that I didn't get sucked into the vortex with him. I didn't allow myself from the perspective of, in other words, I didn't put on my boxing gloves and go to battle.
Yeah.
I didn't try to outwit him. I didn't try to embarrass him because there was a lot of people there and a couple of guys were laughing. Kind of, I think it was more about they were feeling uncomfortable. And sometimes when we're uncomfortable, we have that nervous laugh. I don't think that they were finding humor in the way he was talking to me. I think they were just uncomfortable. But regardless, I don't need to, that was just my moment. I was aware in the background, I could hear these guys laughing. Like they found it humorous that he was talking to me this way. But in the end, you see, what I have to come away from this experience is that, I didn't do anything that I deserved to be treated that way. Secondly, I chose not to stand up to him from a confrontational way, other than just to speak who I am, which was my truth. Like, unless you're coming to me from love and kindness, I'm not going to go there with you. And that's number one. So for me, that was growth that I'm aware of. Okay, I didn't put on my gloves and I was like, okay, bring it on. I just came from a different angle, and I felt good about that. What I also understood, which I had to really focus on, was that it wasn't about me. Him coming at me was about something that's going on in his life today. He is in a lot of pain. For him to behave that way was horrendous. And if I'm able to find space in my soul for this man, from a space of empathy for him, that's really where I need to be, Donald and Deb, because if I'm anywhere else, then I'm just being impacted by his behavior towards me, and I'm that little boy in grade school that's being bullied one more time. And as an adult, I set a boundary to no longer allow people to bully me. But it didn't serve me either. There's different ways to treat bullies. And this was the first time I managed it differently than I had in the past. And so it was a moment of growth for me, but it was also a moment to practice switching from feeling wounded to feeling, reaching in, can I feel some empathy for this man that's in a lot of pain? And so therein lies, when I say, like, how are we affected by, how do we handle confrontation today? Because sometimes we don't ask for it. And most of the time, I don't ask for it anymore because I'm not putting myself in that type of vulnerable position where I'm acting like a jerk to deserve to spark someone else's, emotion in a negative way. I'm out there advocating for love and kindness and welcoming people and smiling and saying good morning and have a beautiful day. This guy decided to come at me because there was something about me he just didn't like.
And you get what you feed, right? You grow what you're feeding, and if you're feeding doubt or if you're in pain because of it, then you would be feeding that, and he would be able to push you around, but you didn't. You gave love, and that's what you fed, and that's what he got. It's awesome.
Well, here's the thing, though, is that I said all those words, but within my soul, I was not feeling it. I was definitely triggered. I really wanted to come back fighting. And yeah, I mean, that residual is still there, for me, I'm sharing this story because it's just a reminder that I think that we're never done with the healing process. When we think we're healed, we have a lot more work to do. Mm-hmm. And so for me, it was an opportunity. I was like, okay, God, what a sense of humor. You're gonna have me focus on this lesson when I hit the peak. Today of all days, it's got to be today. And I was like, okay, I guess today was the right day for me to have to walk through this process. Mm-hmm. Nina Michelle Adams says, "Is God a bully?" I guess that's. I guess he's. I don't know. I think he's being. One of you guys want to take that lead and answer that question from your perspective?
I didn't hear it.
Definitely. She asked if God is a bully. If we think God is a bully.
Oh.
I don't think so at all. I think that bullies are bullies, and they make a choice. I think God gives everyone free will. So if you choose to be a bully, that's your choice.
Wow. I don't know how to respond to that. No. So for me, getting back to that, of course, I had that big, huge mammoth deep down, I was going deep there the other day, clearing that out with my business and releasing it, and any residual, I don't know what you want to call it, any residual trash, or I don't know what you want to call it, just any stuff that was lingering with it, the little thoughts that just chew away at you.
Yeah.
Did I do this right? Did I do that right? To just really, there might be maybe 4, 5, 6% still left in there, but boy, I'll tell you what, a lot of it, it's nice to get that out. It's like Jay and Deb's, it's like food poisoning, it's like it's there and it's panging, and then when you get it out, you're like, oh man, it's so much better, it's gone. Yeah. I feel, just get it out of there. Just clear it. Just get it out of my system. But I like the other thing too, is the 50-50, 50% love for you and 50% love for, I heard that somewhere the other day. I don't want to mention any names because I don't want to misspeak, but I like that. You always keep your love at 50%. You always stay full. Always stay full. Maybe, you know, and that helps. It's because when you get that 50-50 awareness, if something does pop up, it's like, well, okay, I'm only going to go so far with this. So you know you're only going to go boom.
You're kind of setting your own boundaries, yeah.
Right. You're just going to go boom. It's going to be an automatic reset. Boom, that's it. And then the rest, well, that's, you send love and that's it. And then
so
you
it's
never
like,
go.
Donald, it's kind of like when we know when we see our phone getting down to 60% or 50%, what do we typically do?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you keep it there and you just don't let it right. Well, it's like a toll booth. I used to have that Easy Pass, you know, and it would only go down to a certain point, and you would set it and you'd say, don't let it go below 50. Well, let's say $50. Don't let it go below $50. And it just, that's right there. And that's just the way it's going to be. So yeah, it's nice. You see little triggers here and there, but so many of the little triggers are gone for me. It's just feels so good. It's just, now I feel like I can be of better service, you know, when you know those triggers, they're gone. And so now you replace them with service of love to others. And again, it's that 180, everything shifts, everything moves, everything goes. It's like, okay, we're going back, you know, it's like nature. We're going back into the ground, into the earth, and we'll go from there. Not into like the 3D world things that we see, boom, boom, boom. I mean, all experiences are great experiences. I just choose now to be, it's going to be love. It's going to be love. And people can say that's woo woo, wah wah. I don't care. But, you know, nothing can touch love. There's nothing that's going to touch it. So.
Yeah, love is the greatest of all. There's faith, hope, and love, and love is the greatest. Right?
Yeah.
1 Corinthians something.
And all things seem to be, well, you don't know, who knows, but I mean, it's the allowing of that. It flows so much easier. Everything flows so much easier. And
it's easy to say, but a little bit harder to do, because you can say, oh, love is the greatest, and oh, I should love myself. And then actually putting in practical use a little bit sometimes challenging to actually be like, wait a second, it does start with me.
That's where those early morning and late night intentions of gratitude and love, and, you know, all that, it makes a huge, huge difference. You know, we're committing to that. You know, it's like you're either in or you're out.
Yeah.
You're either in or you're out. There's no like toe hanging over. There's no finger hanging on. Oops. So yeah, it's fun. And the thing with me too is I've always had a good, fun sense of humor, and to do it in this, like this, it takes it to it's a whole different level. It's a whole different level. You can feel that energy. It's a different level. And people are ready now. People are ready for love. I feel that too. People want it. People are ready for it. You know, they're going to get caught in little, you know, if they watch the news, you know, there's entrapments everywhere. There's little traps everywhere. If you want to get caught in them, or you can just, you know, say, no, I'm not going to get caught. I see it's a trap. Sorry. Bye.
Yep. I don't watch TV anymore. I just actually stopped. I'll be selective. I watch Netflix or Gaia, which is a really good show, but I don't overly indulge in TV, because it's like I can create my own show.
Yeah. Well, I don't have
we do every day, don't we?
Yeah, exactly. We're creating our own. We don't need to watch somebody else's.
Well, that's the thing. And that's what I love about this. This is amazing. And again, I just want to go back, and if someone's doing a video and there's 2 people that are watching it, or 1 person that watches it, or 10 people watch it on a replay, they're making a difference. Every time someone sends love and joy and gratitude, we're expanding together. They're making a huge, you're touching someone somewhere. It goes back to when I found Jessica Ahlstrom online. You know, I mean, you know, there's a lady in Kansas City. I mean, I'm in New Hampshire. I mean, that's incredible. I mean,
yeah, we're making ripples in the water, right?
Yeah, huge. Yeah. And it's so nice to see. It really, everybody's doing their part, I feel. Everybody's doing their part. And it's all coming together. The Beatles come together right now. Inside of me.
Love that.
I want to start writing some songs. I want to do like a Weird Al Yankovic. Maybe I'll do a Weird Dawn, I don't know, something. I want to change lyrics to songs. I love doing that. So much fun.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, that would be.
It's almost like the songs were made to be, you know what I mean? It's like they were there and they're like, yeah, they're going to change those in another 100 years.
But keep the beats, but yeah, change out the...
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, a lot of the Beatles songs are amazing, the words and
What one did we get to yesterday? We came we sang a Beatles song.
We were doing tons. We were doing Love on the Rocks, and we were doing Ramblin' Man. We were doing all kinds of things, rock and roll, and Stairway to Heaven when we were going up at the top there.
That's awesome.
It's just so much fun, you know. It really is. It's a blast. And
I
like having fun with it. I like
what's that?
I like having fun with it. I don't like getting too serious. I love the conversation and I love the energy and I love that. With the intentions, it's going to happen, you know. So let's enjoy it, you know. So we can look back and say, yeah, we did it, but we did it and we had fun.
Yes, exactly.
You know, let's not say, oh, we did it. Oh my God, I'm exhausted. Wow. Let's do it and say, oh yeah, you know, we
again.
We did it laughing and joking. I don't know, just kind of rambling on, but it's fun.
No, I think that's awesome.
It's all good. Hey, I'd like to acknowledge just a couple of people that joined us live here. We have Amber Freeland. I know you know Amber. She says, I love the Beatles. She's actually going to be she's going to be a guest tonight on Spirituality Gone Wild. Debbie G, who likes to spark the G vibe, is going to be interviewing Amber this evening on the channel. We have Vaughn Salinas. It says, this is the first time here. Welcome to, thank you for joining us today on this live, Vaughn. Vaughn's also said that I presume it's a male, I'm not sure, male or female.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine. I've known him for probably 14, 15 years.
So Fonz is unplugged. He's unplugged his TV, he says. And Amber is going to be a guest on one of our shows in the near future as well. And she's part of Jessica Ahlstrom's team. I'm looking forward to meeting Amber in the studio as well as in March when I head out to Las Vegas for the Quantum Revolution tour. I'll be participating in that, and Donald's going to be holding my hand as I go through the indoctrination there. Is that right, Donald?
I'll tell you, anyone that's on the peripheral here watching this, or anyone that's thinking maybe should I go to Red Rock and with Jessica Ahlstrom and company, absolutely. The people there that are amazing. She has so many people that are in the tribe. We're all in the tribe, but there's so many like Amber and Christian and Jen and Helena and Melanie and Frank and then so many people that have taken the Tika course, Phoenix and Pam, and I mean, I'm going to leave people out, but the energy that's going to be there, it's going to be amazing. They have so much to offer. The food, the music, the sun gazing, the meditation, the breath work. It's absolutely phenomenal experience, and I highly recommend it.
And when is that?
It's March 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, I believe.
Oh, wonderful.
And, you know, Jessica's an amazing, I've seen a lot of people online, and she's what she's doing now is amazing. I love that she's like, I'm not holding back. She's coming at us. Now is the time. You know, she's an incredible guide, an incredible guide. And so lucky that I found her. Just amazing. So
maybe
lucky.
Amber, maybe you or Jennifer, if you're still with us, can type in how, if anyone that's watching us live for the first time or on replay that want to learn more about Jessica Ahlstrom. I've had her on a couple of times on a show, but if you could type in on the comments the best ways to get hold and learn more about the work that you guys are doing as part of the team. Also, Carla says this is her first time here. And so we've got a number of people that jumped on for the first time that have joined us live. Thank you so much. Without your support and without you showing up, we don't have a reason to be here. So we appreciate you so much for investing your time with us today and being a part of this journey with us. And Tuesday, do some quick announcements. Tuesday, I believe it's Tuesday, we have a special edition.
Yeah. We have Brenda Hammond coming in, and she is the author of Sacred Hearts Rising, book 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to be in the third number on Sacred Hearts Rising. And she has quite a wonderful story of survival that she's going to share with us.
I believe that I have it down as that's 2 o'clock East Coast time, 11 o'clock Pacific time, which is for us in the mountain, that's 12 noon.
Yeah.
We'll confirm that. And then Wednesday, I've got a special edition of Real Men, Real Talk Raw. I will be interviewing Jennifer Ramsey coming in from Australia. And I'm excited to have her in the studio. She's going to be sharing her backstory. Her story is one of, she suffered from some very significant anxiety throughout most of her life. And she's going to come in the studio and share her backstory, what precipitated the anxiety, and what, let's say, her rock bottom was, and what her life looks like today as she is on a healing journey for her mind, body, and soul. And so I'm excited to have Jennifer in the studio. We met last week. We did a video chat. We connected soul to soul. We were going at it for like at least an hour. And it's a beautiful thing today. Someone reached out to me. 2 men reached out to me last night. One guy reached out to me from India, and he said, am I available to chat? And it was like 10 o'clock. And at first I was like, it's getting late. I'm really need to get ready for rest. And he's like, but please, I really need to talk to you. And I said, okay. And we chatted through video chat. And he's struggling with relationships right now, and he's 24 years old. And he had the courage to reach out and ask for help. And I asked him how we had met, and he said, I started following you when you were doing your water fast back in September. And I asked him, why did you reach out to me tonight? And he said, because I just love your energy, your calmness about you. And he says, I lack that and I want that, and I'd like for you to help me figure out how to get there. And, we spent an hour together on a video chat last night. And he comes from a small town in India. And can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. And it was just so beautiful, that how much our world continues to evolve and change because of the power of how we are connected today. Mm-hmm. Because of the gift that we've been given, this thing called the internet. And how we all can touch and reach each other, and we're no longer divided by state lines, by country lines, by walls. Yeah. We are available and accessible to one another today, coming from loving kindness. And then at the same time, I get a reach out from a gentleman from Sri Lanka that wanted to also have a conversation with me last night, and so we had a video chat this morning about 8:30. We chatted for a while, and so my life just keeps continuing to just evolve and grow and get better because I show up. I show up first for myself, and then I have more to give to others. and that's the gift of life today. You know, I get to give it away after I take care of myself first. And with that, Don, we're over time. I just would like to invite you, Don, to maybe give us, if anyone's listening that is maybe kind of thinking about making a move, and just is kind of concerned or scared and fear, and it's just a dream for them. If maybe perhaps you can share some words of wisdom from your experience that may help someone have the courage to shift into a higher level of vibration, so that they have the ability to make impact change in their own life.
Well, I think be still with yourself and feel deep inside. I met this lady the other night at this place called the Hacienda. Just a lady, we were talking, and it's amazing who you bump into. It's like, wow. It's just incredible. Anyway, one thing led to another. She was out with her friend, and we started talking, and she asked me where I was from, and I told her, and she goes, "Oh my gosh," she says, "that's something I've always wanted to do." She said, "But I've been scared. I've always wanted to do it, but I'm scared." And so I think, you know, we do that energy shift, and we do what we do, and we are who we are, and we just be who we are. Everything's going to fall into place just very, very nicely. So it's the fear, just put it aside, trust, and know. Just know you're safe. We are safe. We are here. We are with ourselves. And when we're with ourselves, we couldn't be safer. And so let it happen. Take the leap. Just, you know, do it. Do what you feel. Do what you feel. Not what you think. Do what you feel. And just in this short time that I've been here, I've made so many friends. And I went to a potluck dinner, and we started talking about, you know, awareness and stepping outside of yourself and life. You know, there's a lot of people down here that are in this age bracket that I'm in, and they're like, you know, they're yearning, they're longing, they're feeling, they're knowing. So now it's action. You know, it's take the action, act upon it and do it. What's going to happen? Like Alan Watts said, so you do this, so you do that, so you get up and dance in front of somebody and they think you're weird. So what? I mean, you get up the next day and they think you're weird. So what? I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen to us? We're going to die, right? So what? We took it, we did this, oh, we're dying. All right, so then what? So what? You just live fearlessly and take action and trust and know. We all know. Let's just join in and do it and let it happen. And it's amazing. It's amazing. And we're here for each other. And so isn't that wonderful in itself? That we were where we were and we're where we are now, and look who we're with now. I mean, that's not a coincidence, isn't it? Is it that we're all just here together, that this has all happened to all of us in this way? I mean, it's so different from
There's no coincidences.
3 years ago, and look at this, and it's like, who, you know, I remember when this was first happening, I'm like, you know, I'm losing my friggin' mind. Like, I've gone nuts. And then, you know, 3.5 years later, oh, okay.
How about you, Deb? Deb, you got any parting words or thoughts that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, well, just from talking to Donald and everything, I like the moral of the story is just kind of just go where your heart tells you to go, right? Don't think with your head and your thoughts, think with your heart.
What's that song? Go where you wanna go. Do what
I don't know that
one. Do. There's a song. Somebody type it in. They know it. Boy, I wish I could sing with some sort of harmony. I'd be good. But anyway, but there is a song, go where you wanna go, do what you wanna do. There it is.
Exactly.
I would like to acknowledge I have for the first time another first-time viewer in the studio, in the show with us this late afternoon. I've got my nephew coming in from New York. Aaron, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I hope you heard something that resonated with you. If nothing else, I know how much you love music. Maybe I'm going to give just my own parting thoughts, and then maybe Donald can take us out with a song just for my nephew, Aaron. He was my sister's firstborn, and I remember the day like it was yesterday. I was on the road traveling. I was in Westchester County, New York, on the road for business, and I got the call. She was in labor with my beautiful nephew, and I raced to the hospital so I could be there. And it was just like it was yesterday. I believe Aaron is 31, 32 years old right now. And so thank you for being here. My closing thoughts are this. First and foremost, I just want to say that I just love you, Donald. You are one of the most incredible human beings that I have ever met in my entire life. At age 57, it took me 57 years to meet a man like you. And there's not that many that I've met that come close to who you are. You are one of the most authentic, honest, spontaneous, loving, funny, kind, real, and raw men I've ever met in my lifetime. And I am to call you a friend today, and to be able to experience a lot of fun together today. If Hollywood wrote a script, they couldn't have wrote it this good. You know, it's just it's so beautiful, and I'm so honored to call you friend today. And I'm learning from you. You know, you teach me every day. Every time we speak, I learn something new.
Likewise, my friend.
I thank you for that.
Jay, I love Mary. I love Debs. And I'm so grateful to everyone out there that, again, it's amazing. Just a little pop-up you see, a post. It's the difference that it's making. It's amazing. So let's keep it moving. All aboard. Love train.
All aboard.
So are you going to sing us out with a song?
Boy, I don't know. What would be a good one here? What am I feeling here?
Go deep.
How about I just came up with it. Might not pertain to anything, but just Let's Dance, David Bowie. Let's dance. Put on your heart and dance tonight. Let's dance. Let down your hair and flow tonight. Those aren't the words, but I like them.
Yeah, those work.
It works.
I love the music. It's incredible. I love the words of the music. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's incredible. I love it, love it, love it.
That was awesome.
And I did one other thing. I know we're going off the track a little bit here, but that movie I watched over the holidays, Miracle on 34th Street, there are so many movies out there that it's like, wow. I see things so differently now. Everything's so different.
A Wrinkle in Time is a really good one to watch.
Which one?
A Wrinkle in Time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Okay, I'll put that on my list. I love that.
And there was another one I watched last night, The Fantastic Beasts, How to Find Them, I think it's called. It's pretty neat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I love that. Love it, love it, love it. Love it, love it. I want some more of it.
I know that one. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
Yeah, that one. That's a good one. And Jay, what was that one? In the Valley of the Giant. Ho, ho, ho. Jay Rothman. Remember that?
That's perfect.
That's when we go hiking.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Have a great night. Thank you, Jay.
We'll see you Tuesday on Real People, Real Stories Raw. Donald, thank you for joining us,
Thanks,
for stepping
Donald.
in and stepping out. And thank you for having that safety clip, because I was getting nervous. It looks like you're right on that cliff's edge. And with that safety clip, they have you harnessed to that tree. So I know you've been safe the last hour and 20 minutes.
I love it.
All right. We'll catch you next time. And thank you for joining us, all of you in the community. Love you for being here, and we'll see you next time. Take care, guys.
Bye, guys. Oh, that was great. Thank you.